All right, it looks like we are live. Oh, I'm not seeing the video coming through yet. Maybe I just need to refresh. Yeah, I'll bet that's I just needed. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I blew my intro. But here we go. Once again at the Sputter Games. I am Dave, or DM Dave as I'm known around these parts. And I am your host and owner of Sputter Media. And I have a guest panel with me as we continue to play Dungeon Crawl Classics. So, if you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram at Dave's World Games or Dave's World AI on Facebook, where I highlight my AI artwork. Or just follow me, Dave Spath, on Facebook, or follow Sputter Media on Facebook. Or join our Sputter Media Discord, which you can find the link to that Discord in our channels, in our links, and as well as our YouTube, where all these episodes go to. And I think I'm running out of things to promote just about. So I will instead kick it over to introduce our guest GM, the adventurous GM on SPG, Mr. Dominic. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, where they can find you.
Hey people, my name is Dominic. I am the GM, or as Dungeon Crawl Classics calls it, the judge, but the dungeon master by any other name smells just as sweet, I suppose. And the only super relevant social media I want to share today is my Start Playing Games profile, which is the Adventurous GM, where I run a variety of games. My specialty, I would say, is Pathfinder First Edition, but I also run Dungeon Crawl Classics, Blades in the Dark, Pathfinder Second Edition, hoping to add Cyberpunk to my repertoire soon. And yeah, that's it from me today. Let's hear from the players.
All right. Since nobody's volunteering, I'll voluntold. Bailey, why don't you kick us off?
I love being voluntold. My name is Bailey. You can find me at ForalGypsy25 on Instagram, and I mostly just play here. I don't run games or anything like that. But Dave and Dominic got your back. I do have some things to talk about in regards to our corporate overlord, but I'm sure we can get to that after the character intros.
Yes, we'll get to the Dubby promo a little bit later. But I saw you shared a link with me the other day in Messenger about a new promo. So yeah, absolutely,
I
we'll
got
go
another one today.
another one. Excellent. Okay, so we will get to that. Let's kick it over to Mr. Naga. Tell them who you are, where they can find you.
Hey everybody, I'm Naga, otherwise known as Eric. You can find me pretty much any social media that you can think of under the moniker of Naga, Nagatsu, Nagatsu11. Uh, Odds are, if you see something like that, it's probably me. Feel free to hit me up, ask me any questions, and join our Discord, yeah?
Yes, please. Please join the Discord. We don't have enough people talking in there anymore, except for it's mostly just us and then a couple of people. But yeah, it's a community that we would love to grow with you. Please join us. All right, last but certainly not least, we'll kick it over to Vex and tell them who you are, where they can't find you, because you always tell everybody that you have no social media presence. You are a ghost in the machine here. I'm not even
I
sure he
am the
really
ghost in the
exists. I've
cogs.
never met this one in person, I'll tell you what.
I am the ghost in the cogs. Hi, everyone. My name is Vexton. I don't have a social media presence, as Dave so pointedly pointed out, which I love. But I do like to give fun facts. So I will give one fun fact. I listen to audiobooks all the time. It's a ridiculous addiction. So much so that I listen to audiobooks at 2.25 times the speed as a normal person.
Doesn't that
My
make it
Audible
sound like
library,
doesn't that make it sound like all like Alvin and the Chipmunky though?
if you were to listen to a audiobook at 2.25 speed right now, you would not be able to understand a single word that they say. It does sound like a chipmunk, but because
Yeah.
I have worked myself up to that point,
Wow.
I listen to podcasts at 1.85 times speed, and I listen to audiobooks at 2.25 times speed. I have listened to all of Critical Role in the space of about 3 months,
Man, could you
and
just imagine just like doing a whole episode, but like on helium? we're just all we're just all talking like this. I don't know. I can't do a fake helium voice.
That's really how it sounds to other people, because when I first started, I tried to kick it up to 2 times speed, and that's how it sounded, and I worked my way up there slowly over the course of about 4 months. And since then, if I go above 2.25, I just can't process the information quick enough.
But does it still sound high pitched?
No.
Or
No.
So you've trained your ears to interpret the right frequency, even though it's coming at you higher?
Yep.
That is fascinating.
Yep.
That's really truly fascinating.
The cool part about it is that if you go to YouTube, if you watch a video on YouTube, you can actually select the playback speed, and you can do that for anything that is from the YouTube engine. And Harvard does their code classes from the YouTube base. So you can go through, and I could watch an entire semester of Harvard code classes for writing computer code in half the time that most people would be able to watch it.
Well, hoorah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what else to say to that. It is impressive, but I mean, I have talents, but that is not one of them, so kudos.
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah, dude. This is the one. I know Kung Fu. He just plugs his brain in.
So,
hey, Mikey,
what I was getting at
he likes it.
I do. What I was getting at for my thing is that I listen to audiobooks all the time, and I have over 250 titles in my Audible right now. And I'm running out of stuff to listen to because I've re-listened to over 2,000 hours worth of audiobooks over the past 5 years. So I'm looking for new recommendations. I like sci-fi, I like fantasy, I like epic fantasy.
Have you read Snow Crash?
I have not, but now that you've mentioned it, I will put it into my.
And then same author, I really think you would like Cryptonomicon, Neil Stevenson. Snow Crash and Cryptonomicon, both very sci-fi. Snow Crash is super cyberpunk. I'm gonna tell you right there. But it's self-aware of its cyberpunkiness. It's very. It is almost a fourth wall breaking cyberpunk adventure. Like, imagine a Deadpool without the regen, obviously, but kind of just that really meta take on cyberpunk. It's incredible. Snow Crash.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's and the title Snow Crash is about a drug, a virus, a computer virus, a disease, and a religion. It's all of those.
Okay. Okay. I like that. And it's written in the golden age of cyberpunk literature in the early 2000s. So that's always better, because cyberpunk nowadays is very much different than it was back in the early 2000s.
Dude, the main character is a pizza delivery driver for Cosa Nostra Pizza. Cosa Nostra, as in the mafia. They guarantee that your pizza will arrive in 30 minutes, or they kill the delivery boy and his family.
That's very cyberpunky. I love that. What was your recommendation there, Dominic?
I was gonna say I recommend The History is by Herodotus. If you haven't read it yet, or listened to it at 2.25x speed yet, rather.
Dude, he went philosophical with that shit, dude.
Herodotus. He's considered one of the first historians. You'll have to find a good translation, obviously, but highly recommend that one.
He's going back into Plato, Aristotle days here, guy.
Yeah, that's my bag.
I'm perfectly okay with a book about the Persian Empire and the information that comes from that, as far as their Greek resistance and everything to do with the invasions around the time of the Spartans in 300, and I'm sure this is going to get into a lot of it. So
And
I do like that.
Absolutely,
I'm
yep.
just kind
That
of
is
reeling
exactly what it
at
is.
I'm just reeling at the stark difference between the two recommendations. Like
I do enjoy
here's a really fun
historical
sci-fi
literature too.
cyberpunky, and then here's ancient history.
Hey, you can't go wrong because he used subtext from a previous conversation about how we all enjoy the Roman Empire. So, and the Persians had an influence on the Roman Empire, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Alrighty then.
So,
So, oh, go ahead.
something. Oh, I was just gonna say something for people to recommend, or for me to recommend to other people if they want to. I would recommend any book by Brandon Sanderson. Any book, wide wide branch. It's super high fantasy, borderline epic fantasy on sometimes. But if you want a good read where an author will make you fall in love with him without your knowledge, that is what I recommend.
All right.
Awesome.
Excellent, excellent. So, before we get into our recap, let's go ahead and kick it over to Bailey, who's gonna shout out our corporate overlords, and we got a couple of promos running right now, right?
Yeah, there's 2 promos running right now for Debbie, the energy drink of the future. It's a powdered, jitterless energy drink that's made from coffee fruit extract instead of the normal coffee beans. I think that's part of what makes it a little more jitterless. I'm sure it's part of the extraction process as well.
We're not scientists; we just enjoy the shit.
Exactly, it's delicious. It's a powder that you can mix with water, you can mix it with seltzer, you can mix it with booze. Super easy to make, super great start to the day. There is 2 promotions running right now, and the one is a 5 tub bundle that's random. Oh, sorry. If you want them to shout you out on their TikTok, order any mystery bundle or 5 tub bundle, and they'll randomly select different people to make videos shouting you out on their social media. So I thought that was super cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Because if you have your own show or anything going on like that, buy a mystery bundle or a 5 tub bundle, and they will randomly select people for their videos. And I mean, I thought about just doing it for us, just to see if I could get a shout out for us on their social media.
That would be cool. Yeah.
And then this morning they dropped a buy one get one hydro tub free promotion.
I know. I do know you love the hydro tubs.
I do love the hydro. I'm super into the hydration drink just as much as I'm into the energy drink. And buy one get one means that I could get the flavor that I like, plus try the new flavor that they just dropped. And they do have a coupon code for that one of BOGOH. So you wouldn't be able to use our coupon code of Purple Nurple at the same time, probably.
That is correct.
Can, do what you can get away with, man.
Right, you cannot use 2 promo codes at once, but if you're getting the BOGO, we still appreciate the shout out. And even if you're not using our coupon code, you can still use our referral link, and we still get credit that way. And that referral link was put into the chat by Eric. Thank you very much, Eric. But I've also added that referral link to our offline banner, as well as I've added it to our social links. So if you go to where our YouTube link and our Discord link are, you will also see the W link there. So check that out. That's another way to get us a little bit of credit for you shopping with W, and we appreciate you.
Our coupon code, if you wanted to support our show, is Purple Nurple.
That is correct. Thank you for reiterating that. I kind of glossed that bit. But it is on the screen. Haha. All right. So, without further ado, let us kick it over to our judge, Dominic. Let's get to the meat.
All right, let's go. I think I'm gonna forego the recap today to just kind of jump us right into the action.
Sure.
The player facing recap that is. I will give a quick one. The party smoked out the beastmen from a tower that, using some of the incense they found in the other room, that from the prayers of the late Igor Mortis, they knew was existed to calm the agents of chaos, leading them to a very tactically advantageous position to engage the Beastmen, which led to only one of their party members getting killed, I think. Um, then they fought those guys. They freed some of the townsfolk that have been being captured and brought to this keep from chains. They were still alive, adding some people back to the party. They messed around with a well that seemed to be transforming people into beastmen. Narrowly avoided someone falling into the well. Were able to kind of stop that from doing what it did, as well as give the sweet release of death to some of their fellow villagers who are in the process of being transformed into beastmen. Then they went back into the tower and down the stairs into the dark, dark underbelly of this keep, where the source of all of this chaos must be. They found a secret door, went in there. Reggie found a hidden compartment in one of the treasure chests. Checked for traps, did not find traps, opened it, had a spinning blade come out and slice both of his arteries on his forearms, and he died horribly in the corner while everyone else furiously looted what they could from the room.
Yeah.
Now, on that note, I do want to point out Reggie has not been looted, so as far as I can tell, he still has his items on the VTT. So someone definitely wants to go ahead and loot Reggie. Um,
Let me take a look. I think the Torbold would take the 10-foot chain. That was something that he got that was specifically for being a mariner. So I think it would make sense that Torbold would get that. And it looks like everything else has been looted from him. It's just the 26 copper pieces.
Okie doke.
Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. There's a rock and then there's a knife. Which I've got better weapons on the other two.
So if anyone would like a knife, we can kind of forget the rock. That's
I, I
something
was.
you just picked up on a whim.
Buns
Well,
will
what if it's a really
absolutely.
nice rock? Is it a rounded rock? Is it a good skipping stone? Tell me
Well,
more about the
technically,
rock.
I already threw the rock. He just gave me rock in my inventory because I was throwing rocks. So technically, there is no
Buns will
rock in his
loot.
inventory. It's just the knife and the chain. Then, and I think Torbold would claim the chain. That's a something ship related.
Okay.
Buns
Perfect.
would take the rock and would take the knife and would take the copper if nobody else is going to. He'll take all of it. He's a beggar. He has uses for everything.
I'd like to keep my character's copper if I may.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'll give it to Hans. Or no, Torbold. Torbold was Reggie's buddy. They knew each other, so.
And who was looting the copper?
Torbold. Torbold.
Okay.
And
Nope.
then Buns,
I mean, who was
Buns will
looting the
take the
knife?
knife and the rock.
Yes, Buns can
Buns
have
is taking the
rock.
knife and the rock.
I am not going to argue about the knife or the rock.
Buns will argue the usefulness of a good rock. Never know when you need to get stoned.
Ah, ah, ah. I might as well take a hit while we're waiting because that's some dead air. Or, I can run a quick ad like it's prompting me to do.
Yeah, run that ad.
All right, I'll run
We'll
this quick
be
ad.
back to action after this quick commercial break.
Yep.
Oh, my soul hurts.
A word from our sponsors. Got to be careful with that because you never know what the ad's gonna be.
Yeah, I have
The
no idea
corporate
what it's gonna be, but it's just whatever Twitch is promoting. So
the media overlord has spoken and required us to play this ad. We apologize for the inconvenience.
if I'm not mistaken, we're muted right now while the ad is playing. We're at 40 seconds remaining.
But what if they can hear us over the ad and it just
They,
sounds terrible?
they can't.
That would be
No, no,
hilarious.
no. The ad does mute us.
The ad takes priority.
Yeah. Ten, 9, 8, 7. All right, we are back, and that was our first little experiment with now being affiliated and running advertising content, and actually, possibly earning some revenue from our streams. So thank you very much for your patience, and of course, if you want to bypass ads, you can do so by subscribing. Ha 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 ha. So
If they
that's.
if they subscribe, do they just ignore the ads and get to listen to us ramble behind the ads?
Basically.
Yep.
Guys, I promise the rambling is maybe the best part of the show. Definitely subscribe. You don't want to miss the rambling.
The ramblings are fun. Alrighty
Okay.
then. Continue.
All right, so here we are in this dark, cold, damp underbelly of the keep. It's already claimed the life of one of your comrades, Reggie. However, you know that you must trudge forward and face the forces of chaos in this evil place. There's but one torchlight flickering, casting light against these dark, cold walls, and you see that the stairs continue down, and you see the light of the torch just occasionally flicker on what you figure must be some pool of liquid ahead.
I got a question. Before I just wish can we I wish everybody could see the stuff that's in the negative space of this map, because it's not just black. Right? I know all we're seeing is the walls and stuff, but man, the artwork on in the negative space of this map is incredible. Is there a way we can just like show that, or
Not without me kind of revealing everything, but I can promise once we're finished with this map, I could show everything.
that would be a great way to like top it all off, and just like, because I mean, this was one of the things that was one of my stars before. Was like, I just love the classic artwork, and I'm looking at all the artwork in the negative space here, and it's just incredible. It's amazing, and the map that our audience can see just doesn't do it justice.
You guys will see it at the end, I promise. He's right, it's super dope. Unfortunately, yeah, like I said, there's no way I can show the map without revealing all of
I
the
Yeah, I know,
secrets of
spoiler alerts
the
and
adventure.
stuff. Yeah,
But it is very cool, and I
it
look
is
forward to
so
showing you all.
cool. Okay, so I'm not sure. Did we thoroughly investigate this area before pressing forward?
You did, yes. Yeah. As the peasants look around, they realize, looking at Reggie's dead body and the coin that is weighing in their pockets, that they have exhausted this area of interesting things.
Okay. Well, I mean, Dopey's got the torch, but he was holding it for Hans. So let me get my characters back into position here. I was right ahead of Dopey here.
Am I the only one seeing two tour bolts?
Oh, I see it. My bad.
Oh. Okay, so cool. All right. I guess. Uh,
Okay, are you guys walking in this marching order into the next room?
cautiously.
The conga line of death marches on. Okay.
And Hans, remember, yeah, the pitchfork first. Yeah, and he's ready to fall pitchfork first on because we're going downstairs, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Um, so you go down these wide stone steps which descend into a long hall. The walls are decorated with elaborate tile mosaics depicting perhaps some sort of foul ceremony or horrific and baleful fiends. Right now, you can't really tell unless you want to examine them further. The walls are slick with condensation and black algae. Condensation is running in little rivulets and collecting in a long, brackish pool in the center of the hall. And I would like Hans and Dopey to roll luck checks.
oi, all right.
Hey, not bad.
This is gonna suck.
Nope.
Oh my God!
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Oh,
remember
wait a
for
minute.
luck, you need to roll
Oh
under your
crap!
stat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
uh, so the rest of the peasants see Hans and Dopey overcome with a strange urge as they walk towards the brackish black pool in the center, and they pick up and carry off as you approach the pool. You realize that this pool is full of skulls, and each of you pick up a skull, and as you draw the skull closer to the surface, you realize that its eyes are just glowing red. Um, and now you each have one of those skulls in your hand that you're somewhat fascinated by. Once you remove it from the pool, the eyes no longer glow, but they have a dim red, like embers that are about to extinguish at the bottom, and as you pull them closer to the surface, they get more and more burning red, and then as you take it from the water, the burning red goes away, and it now seems to just be a skull. So each of you can add pool skull to your inventory. I'll do it for you, actually.
Okay. And what about
Equipment.
those hooded robes bearing strange symbols?
Great question. There are hooded robes with with silver threading that just kind of covers them in various sigils. They seem to be uniform among the four robes. Like, not all four have the same pattern and everything, but you can tell at a quick glance that there's four alcoves, and in each of the alcoves there are robes that definitely would have been like part of a set, and they're mold and fungus covered and have a nasty stink to them, but nevertheless they are um, some robes.
All right. I want to come over and whoops. I don't want to pull Dopey with me necessarily. I want to come over here. I'm going to poke this one with the pitchfork.
You poke it, and you perhaps puncture a small hole in the middle of it, as it's like I said, mold and fungus covered and not in the best of shape. But other than that, it just kind of pushes back against the wall. You hear your pitchfork clang against the stone behind, and it doesn't seem to have any sort of threat.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Dopey who's holding the torch and say, "All right, you burn this one. I'm gonna check the other one."
Uh, all right. And yeah, I'll go ahead and light it up.
Okay, it burns.
And I will poke the other robe. Is it also all moldy and nasty?
Yep, all moldy and nasty. You poke it and you feel your pitchfork touch the wall behind. It seems to be empty.
All right. I will back out and say, all right, let's light that one up now.
Yep.
And yeah, it's damp, so it takes a while and it's smoky, but and it leaves a nasty stench in the air for sure. But it burns.
All right. I'm gonna bring Torbold up, and he's gonna cover with his bow against anybody coming in. So I'd like to ready an action to shoot whatever threats present themselves.
Okay, Torbold is bow at the ready, just kind of uh, ready to attack anything. Ignore that skull just became visible. I wish I'd done that before, but that is just represents the pool of skulls at the bottom of the pile of skulls at the bottom of this pool that all kind of once you focus in on them, you see they all have that faint about to burn out ember glow.
All right. Hans and Torbold will proceed forward slowly, but not going to go too much further until other people arrive.
You want to say that if the torch is up front, Nitro, I mean, sorry, not Nitro, I'm looking at the wrong name, Noble Fur would have lit their candle in the back because there's only one torch and it's far away.
How
Unless we
noble.
can see all through the cavern with the one torch.
I mean, the light's going pretty far as long as you're keeping up.
But Noble Fur was lighting the candle, right?
Yeah.
I will give you a little
Just like a
little
5 foot,
candle
a
light.
little 5 foot light.
And Tie-Dye's just holding up the rear in the very back. Following the wavering candlelight. Little coward.
Okay, so yeah, you're in this room. There's the pool in the center. There's two more of those robes with the strange silver threaded sigils covering them, and there is the artwork on the east and west walls.
Would Eli notice anything from his sage background as far as like, is this a magical circle? Is this a obvious enchantment? Um, just out of
Uh,
curiosity.
and what are you asking about particularly?
I'm the significance of the pool, the four different robes in their position. Does this feel
Okay,
like a
so the
ritual type
whole
circle setup? Yeah,
gotcha.
he's gonna like
Make an
he's going
intelligence check,
to. Okay,
D20, or yeah, intelligence, I guess. Even though I know
we'll
that's
just
not
do.
necessarily his forte.
without
It's
without stepping on
unfortunately
other
his
people too
character.
many people's other opportunities to do stuff. Hans would still point out, "Hey, we found two more robes to Dopey. You know what to do." And while other people are investigating, I would again stab robes, tell Dopey to set them on fire.
And Dopey will nod and start with this one.
Okay. Oops, sorry, I deleted the wrong one. But assuming you're going to get rid of them both,
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the goal.
same result. You are now there's the burning, smoldering, stinky, moldy, fungal ash where the robes once stood. Now Eli, Yeah, this was as you can tell, you've done some studying on the agents of chaos in the past, I suppose, and this was definitely a reflecting pool for agents of chaos before they would undertake a more serious ceremony. They would do a small ceremony in a room like this, including typically a sacrifice of someone who fought against the forces of evil. And based on that, you look down at these glowing skulls, and as an elven sage, you understand that these must be the skulls of ancient heroes of law who fought against the agents of chaos, and fell in battle, or were captured and then sacrificed into this pool. And that red glow in their eye sockets is a long burning hatred for the agents of chaos.
Could I grab one of those skulls, or Eli, not me? Could Eli grab one of the skulls and try to dip it into the pool that this essence is apparently gathered in, and just basically see what kind of reaction it is? I'll start with a small portion of the skull and see where it goes, and then depending on how it reacts to the essence, then decide whether he goes forward or pulls it out.
Yeah, the skull is in the pool,
Okay.
so you have to pull it out of the pool. Maybe I don't understand what essence you're
Oh,
talking about.
sorry. The pool. I was assuming the pool was like a pool of essence. Is the what color is the pool?
It's black. It has like a film of black algae, like the same as coats the walls. So it's black, but as far as you can tell, it is just water with some algae growing in it.
Okay. Um, Eli's gonna walk up and take one of the skulls out of the pool.
Okay, you got yourself a pool skull. I'll add that to your
Okay.
inventory.
All right.
Thank you.
Um,
Um,
Hans is gonna come over here talking with Dopey, and neither of these two being the brightest of the bunch, but the ones that trudge forward. Hans is gonna say, Dopey. I have no idea what we're looking for, other than we're supposed to be destroying the source of the agents of chaos. So I don't know what source we're looking for, but I say we destroy everything that looks evil looking, and that's just kind of RPing out the reason for just torching those robes and poking them with the pitchfork to make sure, obviously, we weren't, you know, um, those weren't just like phantoms about to jump out just wearing robes or something,
Or there's like a halfling hiding inside.
or something, yeah, just something like that. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to RP out my reason for torching all those.
And yeah, Dopey will reply, yeah, I get where your head is at, but I don't know, there's too many traps down here. I wouldn't be surprised if mindless destruction is something that was anticipated.
Oh. So, I do want to ask, what is this look like, a fountain or something? What's this?
Your characters don't see that
Okay.
yet.
Okay, well, at least that wasn't me calling out something as a GM that I wasn't supposed to see, because that's on the map, right?
Yeah. It's on the
Okay.
map. You're all good. But your characters don't see it. You guys just see a pool there.
Okay. Well, then, Hans would say, if there's nothing else here, I found another stairway, it looks like, over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, you said there were photos and like murals on the wall or something. I would like to inspect, or Biolage would like to inspect those. And see
Okay,
if there's
excellent.
any
Thank you so much,
storyline
Bielaj.
in those photos.
They're definitely not photos. They are tile mosaics, but you can definitely check them out. Do you want to start with the east wall or the west wall?
I want to start right here where she's located at. Hold on. I'm
Okay,
on the
so
wrong
that'll be
page.
the west.
Yes.
Perfect. So let me do this first. So everybody flip your monitors around. It's a bit sideways. Um, and hopefully the stream can see this cool artwork. This is the art style that we were talking
Uh,
about.
yes, actually, it is popping up on the stream,
Yep, sure is.
and then it
Um, and
disappears.
and and here you can see several things, creatures turning into beastmen, and you see two large figures clearly in the centerpiece, more important than the rest, and the two of them together hold one flail. Um,
So if you do the show players, it should. Okay, yeah, cool. I made it pop up again into the stream. I think. No, maybe yes.
Yep,
And then
there it
it
is.
and then it went away again.
Do the two guys at the center, do either of them resemble the big beastie that we fought that was bigger than all the other beasties on the last battle?
They do not. They look quite different from that. That thing was basically a beast man, but bigger and scarier. These look to be just men, maybe with some sort of vile transformation that's taken place under the power of raw chaos. But more or less, they just seem to be armored men commanding these other beast men.
Okay. All right. And then if nobody else is inspecting it, I'd also like to go to the wall on the other side and see if that mural or mosaic is any different than this mosaic.
It is definitely different. This one depicts
Frogman
Dead girl?
striking the ocean with lightning.
Uh, this one depicts a hooded form standing atop a towering stone on the edge of a vast lake, and seven tentacles wave
With a
from the
lady
water
sacrifice?
of the vast lake. Yes, it also shows a low island set in the center of a black lake, and a golden pyramid is set atop the island. And there's a figure armed with a flail preparing to sacrifice a maiden on this horrible, horrible place.
Can I take a closer look with Belial and compare specifically the figures with the other mural?
Yeah, absolutely. And you will notice that the shadowy figure with the flail that's about to sacrifice the maiden is one of the two with the hand on the flail in the other mural.
Okay.
Can we assume that this flail definitely has a skull on the top?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't look the most like a flail in the artwork that I just showed, but it is a flail. It looks more like a mace in the artwork, but I guess assume that the chain and flail part is behind the stick that they're holding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to know if my navigator, Torbold, if he recognizes anything like landmarks or something, maybe he could identify the ocean or body of water that is being depicted in the mural.
Awesome. Roll, I think an intelligence check with a D20 makes the most sense here.
All right. I actually don't have negative to this one. I didn't
Ooh.
roll great, but
8. You know that what's depicted here must be an underground freshwater pool. You can tell somehow based on your navigational experience that this is certainly
okay.
not in the ocean.
Uh,
Something underground water, something under the water.
Gojo
And-
would like
And
to
yeah, go ahead.
Gojo would like to do similar and see if these murals match up or are similar to anything that he might have sold, bought, or seen in like the home of a noble.
Okay, I think give that a personality check with the D20.
All right, personality.
And Hans would like to see if it resembles any rice patties he's ever. No,
Okay,
no.
13, not too bad.
Gojo, you once were were trying to buy some artwork from one of the chapels in your village. One of the it's a chapel of a god related to chaos that nobody kind of wants in the village, but everyone's too scared to kick out. Um, and you were brought once into the basement of this chapel on your quest to buy some artwork, and you saw something similar to this in there. Yeah, I mean, you know that these are definitely like they're in the style of an artist that um, follows the Lords of Chaos and stuff like that. Like these are definitely they're not like evil in the sense that they're just like emanating evil energy and they're dangerous, but these whoever is collecting and commissioning pieces of artwork like this, they're certainly up to no good.
Okay.
So, upon inspection of these pictures, Noble Fur is looking at the hole underneath the people on the first one, or what looks like a hole, a circular half circle around them, and then inspecting the circle where the tentacles are coming out in the second picture. Are those potentially the same pool, or does one of them look like the well upstairs?
Um, None of them look like the well, and yes, it all seems to be the same black body of water, the same black
Um,
lake.
you just said something
Okay,
that
thank
made
you.
me think of a question. Once again, my navigator. Um, I would like to ask: can he tell where underground in relation to topside we are right now? Like, for example, would this be near the well?
Oh, interesting question. Yeah, go ahead and roll another intelligence check.
Hey, that's even better. 16.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you would know that the well would be, probably a few 100 feet, or maybe just like 100 feet or so, like northwest of where you are now. So it's not connected to this
So off in
little
this
pool that
direction
you're.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so no connection. Good to know. And then, oh man, this is a weird. This might be a meta question to ask, but again, having a character who's a navigator, and we are on a map called the Starless Sea, which is something that we can all see in the name of the map. Is there any way that my character might know anything about the Starless Sea?
It's gonna be a tough check, but yeah, definitely roll the d20, and we'll see
Intelligence?
intelligence again, and we'll see. It's possible.
Hey,
15.
15.
Not bad.
Yeah, your character has heard of and probably kind of dismissed it as well. I'll leave it up to you to decide how mystically inclined your character is,
Uh
but
huh.
you would have
Well,
heard.
he's an elf, so
Yeah, that's true.
probably
So
elven
elves
legends around there somewhere. Lore.
um, you've heard of an impossible to navigate underground black freshwater sea called the Starless Sea. That is kind of, in it's almost more of like when you were in navigator school, like if you wanted to tell someone to fuck off, you'd say like, "Oh, go navigate the Starless Sea, you
Oh, I love
punk,"
that. And then I would like if I'm putting that together, and I'm assuming the mural might have been something that triggered, and I was sitting, and then I would actually just say that out loud. I was like, "Oh fuck, I think we're about to navigate the Starless Sea." And I would literally be thinking that in the terms of what you said, like that's how you tell somebody to go fuck yourself, and I'm like, I'm basically saying we're about to go fuck ourselves in sailor can't. That's all I do. I don't know what else to do with that information other than get some RP out of it.
Well, Biolage is gonna side eye you and be like, "Really, really, bitch." She's not gonna say that out loud, but that's what she's thinking. Like, come on, the Starless Sea, that's not real. She says that out loud. Come on, the Starless Sea, that's not real. Tie Dye, however, sitting at the back of the group, is eyeballing what can she see actually the jewels that are glowing inside of the skull that's in the water.
Yeah, I mean, she might think they're jewels. They're not jewels, but she can definitely see glowing, reflective. To her, it very much might look like the reflection of a jewel in the skulls, but absolutely she
Okay.
can see them.
How deep does this water look?
It's not that deep. People have been able to reach into the bottom. It's more of a 20 feet deep is what the total depth of the pool is, but the piles of skulls bring it up to the point where the humans at least could make a deep reach down, so maybe like 5 feet. I guess they probably would have to get really in the water to reach 5 feet. But yeah,
Is
there's
there a loop that I could tie some fabric to hold to anchor myself just in case while I search for the shinies?
definitely.
Or you could hold your
All
own
right.
feet. Like you have
How is
multiple
Halfling going to
characters.
hold their own feet while they're diving?
Because you have multiple characters. You could
Oh
hold
yeah,
your
no.
own feet.
Biolage and Noble Fur don't have anything to do with tie dye. They're all separate
Okay.
people.
Okay. I was
Biolage and Viola Strings were friends, but now Viola's dead. So
I thought he was suggesting you cannonball. Anyway,
that would have been fun too.
okay, so tie dye wants to like tie a loop around a secure knot. Do you need me to roll for that?
nah, it's fine. You can tie a basic.
Okay.
You're not trying to do anything too crazy here. You're just trying to secure
No.
yourself.
Secure myself so that I don't get stuck down if there's some sort of whirlpool action and go check out the shinies that look like there's jeweled eyes inside the skull.
Okay, well, you get down and you're kind of sifting through things. Unfortunately, you realize that there are not jewels in the skulls. That these are lights. They're faint lights, almost like I said before, like an ember that's about to die out. You do notice a large, I think it says like 10-inch brass ring here at the bottom of the pool as you're diving down to look for treasures and such.
A brass ring, huh? All right. Then tie dye would like to remove where she's tied to and then retie closer to here and check out that brass ring. Shiny!
Gojo's just gonna look at tie dye like, what the hell are you doing?
Okay.
Sacrificing herself.
Man, let me tell you, shiny.
As you predicted, the ring is like hard to come loose, and eventually you realize it turns as you're tugging on it, and you turn it 90 degrees, and essentially a drain opens up beneath you, and a whirlpool does happen. Now, you should just get sucked down in, but I'm going to give you a reflex save as you are currently tied off. I think that gives you a good chance to. You're being tugged down, and you're being tugged down enough that you feel like you have to.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So,
Would
Bye bye tie
would
dye.
So tie-dye, you are being sucked down, and normally you would have been sucked down and pulled into this room below you. However, you're tied off by your fabric. But as it's pulling you down, you realize you have to untie that fabric because it's just pulling you so tight with all the force of that pulling water, that it's like pinching your guts. But unfortunately, you don't untie it in time, and you guys just see two halves of tie-dye swirl around the toilet bowl as she was
Oh.
bisected by the
Would
cummerbund that she had given herself.
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna ask something real quick.
Sure.
But if she's already biased, I was going to ask if Nitro, being a weaver, would recognize the tautness of that string and be able to use his weaving to be able to tie a rope onto it and untie it at the same time to give her more slack.
You know what? Make a reflex save. The DC on this is going to be pretty high because that's a pretty difficult action to do very quickly. But take a reflex save.
All right, reflex.
That's a
save.
generous GM right there.
I don't think a 10's gonna make it.
Nope. So as she's being constricted, you untie it quickly and try to tie the other one, but it slips out of your hand. So she is not bisected. She's being crushed. You hear her breathing, like you hear ribs cracking, and then you untie it, and she just goes tumbling down, smash, 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 smash against a bunch of walls, and you hear a plop quite far off in the distance.
Well, tie-dye found a secret door.
Yes, that's the good news. Is most of the skulls have now also been sucked down. There's maybe a couple skulls left scattered on the floor, but all of the water from the reflecting pool is drained, and tie-dye did indeed find a secret door. You see that drain leads to another cavern.
Okay.
So now you have the stairs to the north, and you have the and you have tie-dye's toilet flush-o-rama door to the east.
I whew, that was gruesome, and Hans is gonna look at Dopey and be like, "Stairs."
The secret door?
I kind of want to use the stairs. After seeing that, oh god, I don't want to slip on a pile of skulls and tumble to my death. Like, oh, I'm good with the stairs. You can take the elevator if you want, but that the Muzak may be more than you can handle. So,
Dopey is just gonna give kind of a and all right, give me a minute. I'll check it out.
So, how about while we figure out whether or not the party wants to use the stairs or the secret door or both, we'll take a quick 1-minute break to honor the Twitch gods here.
Okay, and those of you who are subscribed are going to get to hear me eat some toast. So anyone who wants to hear me eat toast in the future, make sure you subscribe.
Toast. All right, the ad is running.
All right, so I had to go wrangle a dog, so I did not hear the description of the last like 30 seconds of what was going on. Could I get an update real quick?
Tie-dye just got ripped in half, and Hans is recommending we take the stairs.
Is there an easier path with less resistance
The stairs.
Well,
other than the stairs?
well, Tie-Dye Sacrifice did reveal a secret door which Dopey is currently going to check out.
Oh, I was gonna say that Eli is gonna jump out in after tie dye.
All right. Well,
He's standing right next to the hole. He was just gonna jump in and try and save her.
well, as we come back from the ad, I'm just gonna say it was nice knowing y'all. Hans is ready to take the stairs, but we'll watch and see what happens.
Oh, Buns is absolutely behind Hans. Like, absolutely, we're doing this. And Nitro is going to just look at Eli and shake his head.
Okay. So those of you who are going into the secret tunnel, go ahead and make a either an intelligence or a luck check to search. This is not like a normal luck check. This one has a DC, so rolling high is good on this one. So roll intelligence or luck, whatever's higher for your characters that are going in.
Yay! Yay!
By the secret tunnel, do you mean following Hans or following Eli?
Eli. Okay.
Okay.
Dopey. You're in first, so it's very fitting. First off, this room that you're going into, before I get into the cool stuff you just found, it's an inky cave with it's almost nearly submerged in water. Although the water does seem to be kind of quickly moving down. It's like dripping from the ceiling rapidly, and there's like a very thin film of water that's moving down. Stalactites hang all the way almost to the surface of the water.
Do you have
what
walls?
were you gonna say, Dave?
Do you have walls over here? Because it's blocking the viewer of the map. There's like this whole spot is blacked out. It looks like there's walls here.
There are not.
Not even terrain walls.
No. There's the door. I can delete the door. Does that help? It shouldn't, because the door was open, but...
And see what Dave was talking about. Yeah, it's like there are walls there with a very, very narrow.
Yeah, door makes sense. Yeah. Do you know how to make doors transparent?
The door's gone now. It's okay. There's a wall here. I'll just delete this wall, and then everything I think will be fine.
Okay, now
your problem.
Yeah, now I can see. Now the audience can see.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. There we go.
So there are stalactites hanging from the ceiling all the way almost to the surface of the water. In the far side, there's a skull just leering at you through empty eye sockets. The chamber still is a tomb other than the running water. Now, with your search check, you do come across, as you're kind of carefully making your way down this thing, looking through the water while that skull just eerily stares you down the whole time. You discover a plain iron ring set with 3 small rubies on a finger bone. When held in total darkness, the rubies pulse like faint embers. Now, Eli as a sage will know what this thing is right away, unless Dopey wants to go full Bilbo mode and hide this from his party.
I'm not going to hide it. Honestly, I'm probably not even going to touch it.
I am starving. I'm glad you made that.
Is Eli down there with Dopey? I rolled a 10 for my luck check.
Yep, you're down there with him for sure. And
Eli's
Dopey,
absolutely gonna grab that.
Okay, Dopey, you're pointing it out to Eli, I assume.
As soon as Dopey is like, I'm not touching that, Eli's like, I will.
Okay, so this is a band of fire. This belonged to the enigmatic wizard Cesra Khan, whose quite famous, and the reason why you know this ring right away as a sage. It grants you the following powers. You may attempt to cast Magic Missile thrice per day. You may
Nice.
attempt to cast Magic Shield twice per day. You may attempt to cast Scorching Ray once per day. Now, if you
Ooh.
are a wizard, it will give you a +1 bonus to all spell checks. Obviously, no one has a class level yet. Um, Non-wizards attempting to harvest this power make a spell check at 1d20 plus class level. So for you all currently, 1d20. You do not add any personality or intelligence modifiers. Penalties for bulky
Perfect.
armor still apply, and you will make spell checks as per the core rules.
This is a fancy ring. Eli will put it on.
Okay, and you can
I
go.
want to
ahead and do
notate
that.
for everyone real quick that Tie-Dye's body probably fell along with that other stuff. If you want to loot her body, that's probably the place to do it.
Well, it looks to me like your body is in a body of water. Oh, we'll see when we get
I
there.
was just giving people the opportunity to loot. She's got like a dagger and a cloth and some things.
Gotcha.
So, what am I able to see from here?
From there, you can look down and you can see all the water channels through a narrow opening, and you can see a large stone. It's called a menhir. I'm not familiar with that word. Why I wasn't before I read this adventure, but basically a tall pillar of stone with a flat top that would have been used typically in ceremonies or something like that. And you do see tie-dyes horrifically mangled half ribs squeezed inward, broken neck, deliverance ass body leaned,
Right.
lapping up against just head knocking into that menhir over and over again.
Okay. So this is a passage then.
Such violent character death.
For such a sweet character too. I
I
mean,
know,
everyone's
right?
had pretty brutal character deaths, but yeah, that one's probably the most brutal so far.
Uh, would this passage be traversable?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're,
Okay.
taking your time, you can safely make your way down it.
All right. So yeah.
Hans would still like to carefully head down the stairs the same way he has been.
Okay. As you reach the bottom of the first flight of stairs, there a dragon appears. Just kidding. No, you make your way down the stairs.
Of course. Now,
It's probably about 80 feet of height
do
difference.
elves have dark vision?
They have infravision, which so yes is the
Okay.
answer, but it's
Okay.
slightly different.
Okay, Torbold doesn't appear to have any vision. Nor does um, Hans.
Tie-Dye's
Hans's
ghost is not.
rice farmers do not have infravision.
No, but I'm
But-
saying like neither character has vision right now. The tokens are missing
There's
vision.
there's no light. I just gave Torbold vision, but you have no light here. Although I guess I could make these burning.
I kind of assumed the burning things would provide some light.
Yeah, I just hadn't added any to them yet. But yeah, there you go.
Dopey's
Okay.
going to make his way quickly up the stairs to report to the party.
Oh,
And-
look, here comes more light.
And tell the rest of the party that yeah, the secret door was legitimate, and we found Tie-Dye's body. But yeah, I mean, it just leads to where the stairs go.
And Hans is still confident that he would rather take the stairs.
Tie-dye is lootable now, by the way. I just
excellent.
changed the token.
Excellent. We can now loot our friend's corpse. But yeah, so if and Dopey made it all the way up the stairs, no incidents?
Yep. Yeah, amazingly, the stairs were not a death trap.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's one thing in the adventure that doesn't kill you is those stairs.
Wow. Okay. Well then, um, I'm taking your word for it and going all the way down them. No reneging. You said the stairs won't kill me.
Correct. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs and see the large stone menhir I described before.
Cool. I'm stopping there.
Would you like to move your characters?
Yeah, Bylash and Noble Fur will follow Hans.
Um, the menhir also is carved with mesmerizing spirals that seem like they'd almost be impossible to trace. Like it's sort of like an MC Escher esque liminal space mind bending tangle of spirals that exist on this
Sorry.
menhir. And there are a narrow series of steps that do wind and go up to the surface. And on the top, um, yeah, like I said before, there's a platform up there, and well, I'll wait and see if anyone wants to go up before I tell you what's on the top. And once the light is down there, and you all can see, you do see you are at the edge of what you've already made the navigator check, so I'll let you know that this is the Starless Sea. It's a vast, wide, long. You can't tell how long here, standing at the edge with but a simple torchlight. Um, Starless sea of wine dark black water. Off in the distance, you can see the top of something that looks like it's uh, gold, like a glimmering tip that rises. It must be taller than the surface of the water. The navigator would know for sure. You can't tell what it is from here. And you can maybe see some faint torchlights occasionally as well around that area. Just like for a second, you see a couple flickers of what must be the flame of a torch, as the torch kind of reaches its brightest point before it goes back down to normal torchlight and you can't see it anymore. In between you and that island, there is a ship. It looks like a Viking longboat, essentially. What would you all like to do? The Viking longboat's probably about 50 feet away from the edge of the water where you all stand now.
Eli is
Does
definitely going to get on top of that thing.
on does the boat look serviceable?
For that, I'm gonna need an intelligence check to see, because it's right now you're just seeing it kind of at the edge of torchlight, right? It's
Uh-huh.
hard to get a good look. So, to know more about it, we definitely need an intelligence check. Presumably, the boat guy is doing this one.
Yeah, the navigator, and that's a 7.
Yeah, hard to tell. I mean, there's nothing about it that immediately looks like that boat's dangerous, but you know enough to know that without a more serious look at this vessel, you can't tell 100% if it's safe or not.
Is it run aground, that is to say, is it possible to wade over to the boat?
It is in the water, and by the way it's moving, your best guess, Torbold, would be that it's on anchor. It
On
seems
anchor.
to be,
Okay.
it seems to be anchored to a spot in the water, and not, it'll move a bit, it'll sway a bit, but it's not. Yeah, it appears to be on anchor. Now, Eli, at the top of the menhir, and again, you run up these narrow stairs, and you're passing these strange, mesmerizing spirals and sigils that uh, make up the menhir here, um, that
Menhir
have been
here.
carved into the menhir. There also I apologize if I'm pronouncing that word wrong, viewers, and someone's pulling their hair out. You can correct us in the comments below. Um,
You can correct
you
him. Don't
find
correct me. I'm saying it however the hell I want.
you find that there's a shallow bowl cut into the center of the platform. There's a platform, and in the center of it, there's a carved out bowl shaped indent that seems to be partially filled with hardened wax. And then there's a stub of a red candle atop the mounds of wax. TLDR, there's a candle at the top.
Could Eli investigate that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's at surface level at least. There doesn't. Oh, you're a sage. Yeah, roll
Yes.
a intelligence check. That most likely this was a place for romantic dinners.
Was it Han who was up here searching it, or was it Torvald?
Torvald
Neither.
hasn't gone up to the top yet. He was
No.
just peering at the ship that's about 50 feet off in the water.
Okay. Eli's
And-
gonna go up there and he's gonna look longingly for an elven maiden to invite to dinner, and seeing none, he just sighs and looks down, realizing that there is no one here of culture enough to appreciate this.
Try it, Eli.
So, Torvald, being a navigator, he's a ship guy, and there's a ship. I'm gonna risk it. This is such a bad, dumb, fucking idea. I'm gonna die. I would like to swim to the ship. I would like to
Okay.
ask, can I use agility instead of strength or stamina for this?
Sure. Yeah. You can be an agile swimmer.
Thank you.
And D20 as a navigator, you definitely would be trained in swimming, especially an elven navigator. I mean, like, I know that in real life many fishermen and such can't swim, but I feel like elves with hundreds of years to live and are generally smart and wise. Okay.
I really hope it was like a DC 5 to just swim.
Yeah, absolutely. You make your way over to the ship, and you're kind of treading water at the base of it. You see a rope down the side. You could quite easily climb up if you'd like.
Yes, I would like to climb up the rope.
Okay. Give me a second
I'm
here.
gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Yep.
Fuck.
Okay. So you guys all see Torbold swim out bravely, grab a rope, and start to climb the side of the ship. And Torbold looks back and says his last words. Go ahead and give them, Torbold. As a tentacle reaches up from the wine dark, inky black water and wraps around Torbold and rapidly pulls him down into the ocean. The starless sea, if you will. Thereby rendering him super dead.
Super dead.
As opposed to regular.
Oh my god.
Could Eli attempt? Sorry.
Are you gonna go try and loot that
That's
corpse? I
magic.
dare you to loot that corpse.
Eli's
Dare
gonna
you.
Miraculously,
loot-
a minute
Eli's going
later,
to loot that corpse. No, I'm just kidding. Eli
miraculously,
wanted
a
to
minute
attempt.
later, his short bow floats to the.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Bunce is absolutely going to take that. Eli would like to try and cast magic missile on that tentacle through the ring.
Okay.
Oh, this is also going to be bad, isn't it?
So it's a straight D20
It's
if I
gonna
remember
be.
correctly, right?
Yep, straight D20.
Oh my god!
Hey.
Okay, on a roll of, a reminder for you guys, and I guess maybe the first time for our viewers, Magic in Dungeon Crawl Classics is absolutely psycho bonkers crazy. Every spell is like 2 pages of text with several tables, and at the base level, you roll a caster level check. In this case, Magic Missile has results for 1 to 32 plus, because you could get like a 20, or you could even increase your die to a 24 plus 10 later on when you're a high level caster, and the result of the die changes what the spell does, sometimes incredibly drastically. Now, we won't get into it here because it was a good roll, but on bad rolls, spells can even cause crazy things to happen, like corruptions that literally mutate the wizard. So over time, a wizard will become like just a mutated kind of monster, or maybe not, or they might become more beautiful and have skin of gold or whatever. But they will change. The crazy arcane nature of magic will change you in this game. It is a dangerous thing to play with. It's not like other, in D&D, magic is kind of solved, right? Like wizards know how it works and can repeat it the same way every time. In Dungeon Crawl Classics, magic is not a solved science. Every time you use it, you are playing with fire. So, that being said,
Or ice, or maybe even lightning.
or time, or space, or eldritch horrors. You're playing with something that's difficult to understand and
Or
wield.
magically creating
Time.
grandma's undergarments.
Space. Reality. Mind. Soul. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so Magic Missile with the 19 is somewhat similar to the Magic Missile we know and love. Roll me a d4.
+1.
Nope, just 1d4. Keep in mind that hit points levels and such are very low. Okay, now roll me 3d4.
Was that D4 determining how many missiles he got?
Correct.
Nice.
Okay, so Eli, who you none of you have seen do much yet. To be honest, he
Anything
has no
except
weapons.
for doing stupid stuff.
He has no weapons. He has no intelligence. He's a dumb sage. Like just been basically dead weight. Although he has made a couple miraculously high rolls on important checks, I will say.
Yes, he
Focuses
has.
on this ring that he's took from the cave that Dopey was pretty sure was just gonna kill whoever put it on anyway. And suddenly, pew pew pew, 3 missiles shoot in the air above his head and focus on that tentacle and wow, go flying towards it, dealing 6 points of damage, which
I'm
that
guessing since it was a tentacle that it was part of a larger creature.
indeed, and I will say 6 points of magic damage to this tentacle that wasn't expecting it at all is going to sever the tentacle, and Torbold
Does that
is
perhaps
not dead.
save Torbold? Oh
Yeah,
yes, that was
Oh,
my
it
hope.
saved Torbold?
rather than getting pulled
What?
down into the inky blackness, Torbold yet lives.
What?
Let me
Okay, so then
go
he's
back.
gonna finish climbing up the thing.
Okay, Torbold, you have climbed aboard the ship, and now you can see with your dark vision here. It has the head of a dragon, not like a living dragon head, but a carved a dragon ship. It's a
Like how
dragon ship,
longboats,
Viking
how
long.
like Viking longboats look. Yeah, gotcha.
What?
No historical buffs need to correct that. It is based on that image, and we understand. I know somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, but Vikings didn't have shit." Like, I don't give a fuck. Come on.
Indeed. Um, Okay, and uh, and now you are on the ship. There are oars. Um, it it still seems as though it's anchored. Once you're on it, Torbold. However, you look around and there is no anchor.
Uh-huh.
Whatever It, it's acting anchored. I mean, you probably don't know too much about magic being a navigator in this world, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even you would be able to kind of piece together based on the fact a tentacle just came out and tried to kill you and then got blasted and severed by a magic missile, a series of magic missiles that perhaps is magic that's anchoring it. Um,
Sure. I am uh okay, so where is the steerage? I'm guessing there's a rudder in the back somewhere.
yes,
Okay.
indeed, a large rudder in the back.
Does the ship? I'm gonna ask this question again. Does it look sound? Does it look seaworthy? Am I gonna be running across this deck and then just like crash my leg through the rotten planking?
Yeah, now that you're close, you can tell this ship is as seaworthy as any you've ever seen at the docks or set foot on. It's an impeccably fantastic condition, especially considering the condition of everything else you've encountered in this keep.
Okay. Um, I oh, I do not want to take my eyes off of whatever was making those tentacles, but I also want to examine the ship and figure out how if there's any way to get it closer to shore. I mean, obviously there's oars, but this is a massive ship not meant for one person to row.
Um, there is some some kind of like altar in in about midship, um, where you'd expect the second mast to be. Perhaps there's only one mast on the ship with a
Uh-huh.
sail. That it does look in decent condition. There's no wind down here, unfortunately, but where you might expect a second mast to be, there is instead an altar. Uh,
I'm gonna
yeah, other
shout back, hey, didn't one of you guys find a candle? A red candle?
Yeah, did you mean the one for the romantic dinners as the guy who just saved your life points?
That's the one!
Okay, you want me to throw it to you? Eli will reach over to grab it and start to throw it unless somebody stops him.
Dopey world, dopey. No, 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 no. Light it. Light it.
No, no,
Light
no,
it?
no.
Uh,
Okay, well.
Hold on. Where is the candle in location to the ship? Is it also in the middle of the water on the pedestal, or is it on a pedestal near us?
near you guys. It's on the top of that menhir, which is
Yeah.
the large stone pillar with flat top covered in the strange spirals.
Okay. Biolage would like to move forward and say, hey, I have a grappling hook with a rope. I can try to hook the ship so that we can try to safely transport this candle rather than throwing it. If we want to, if we have somebody who feels like they can acrobatically shimmy across a rope towards the ship if we can get it hooked.
Or that.
Couldn't I attach a rope to one of my arrows and shoot it across? And then that way we have a line going between the boat and we don't have to worry
That
about
was the intention of the grappling hook, but yeah, either way.
is there rope on the boat?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Torbold would grab some rope, attach it to one of his arrows, and just um, let's wrap one end around the neck of the longboat, and then attach the other end to the arrow, and then fire it away from any party members, but where it could be recovered by them.
Eli instinctively jumps up and tries to catch her in his mouth like a dog would catch a stick.
I was just thinking along
Right.
those lines.
Stop
No.
reading my mind.
Okay. No, none of that
My-
happens. You do
My
successfully.
dad never
shoot
played
the
catch with me. Are you trying to play catch with me? Are you my dad? He is an elf.
Oh, God.
rope. Oh, Eli.
I
Yes,
need you to roll a lineage check. I'm just kidding.
see if Dave is actually his dad. Is Torvald his dad? Are we rolling? Are we actually gonna roll for that?
Eli, roll a luck check.
When the joke turns into real.
Oh God, I shouldn't have said anything.
You need a 10 or lower for this to be a success.
Roll high, roll high, roll high. Hey,
Torbold is not your father.
Maury
I knew
comes
you-
in and
Grandpappy?
says, "You are not the father."
Grandpappy?
Oh God.
Roll a luck check.
Oh, God damn it.
Are we gonna have the whole party roll a luck check?
Please no.
No, just Eli.
Come on, roll. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torbold is your grandfather.
Oh my.
Grandpappy, you gotta teach me how to fish.
Hey, I didn't claim your dad. I'm not claiming you either. All
A
right.
whole slew of Irish sailor songs just became true.
Indeed. All right. But with that note, now that we have a line established from the shore to the ship, we also are right at our halfway point. So we're going to take our 10-minute break, but we're going to do an ad and then the 10-minute break. So I'm just going to roll us right into the break after our ad.
Smash that subscribe if you don't want an ad. Smash
I
it.
know, right? You guys just want to hear us bullshit in the background? We are happy to oblige.
So, Bailey, what is bielage? I've been meaning to ask. You said it was a deep cut stylist joke, but I never got it.
A
And I wasn't able to
biolage. A biolage hairdo is like when you it's a special kind of straightening technique for hair. Almost like a perm for curls, but biolage
Okay.
for hair. And it's a deep conditioning treatment at the same time.
I kept thinking by and large.
By and large, with a Boston accent.
Yeah, kind of like by and large with a Boston accent. That's what I kept thinking about, yeah.
Interesting. Are you a stylist, Bailey?
I am not a stylist, but I worked next door to a hair salon for so long. I know a lot of silly things about hairstyling. So biolage just seemed like an easy, clear-cut thing to do, but now I almost wish I had done like hair dye or scissor sharpening or, you know what I mean, some other silly barber reference.
All right,
But
so
I
thank you
think
guys for
dialogue
sitting
came
through
out
the
pretty good.
ad there, and you, heard people talking about hairstyles and stuff. We're going to go ahead and go to our 10-minute break, and you know what? Screw it. How about I just leave it on and let y'all bullshit in the background, and people don't, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I
Okay.
might need some toast, but I actually don't think I'm going anywhere on today's break, so.
Sure, why not?
Aw,
I'm
man,
going
no
to go smoke
toast
some
eating?
fucking weed. That's what I'm going to go do. But yeah, I haven't muted
Grandpappy,
you.
are you gonna teach me the finer points of smoking the marijuanas?
No, you already had too much meth.
I think
Well, it's not
elves
my
call it
fault.
pipe weed.
It's not my fault. Mommy smoked it all when I was, in gestation.
Jesus Christ.
We don't practice mathematics here, too.
Oh
I don't practice it.
man.
I already mastered it. I'm a sage of it.
The
That
sage
word
of the
had
meth.
that word had too many syllables for Eli.
Jesus Christ. Oh
There's a reason
man.
he's only got 5 intelligence, but 13 stamina to compare.
Man, I got you spoiled playing Cyberpunk because there's just all kinds of drug references now. Like, it's one thing to have, like, oh yeah, hey, I'm gonna go smoke some weed, but it's legal in this state. Meth is not legal anywhere.
Ever, anywhere.
Well, no, that is not true. It is
I'm
legal with
sorry. Would it be
prescription. It's
better if we
called
did
Adderall.
crack?
Yeah, I was gonna say it
What
is kind of legal actually.
All right, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Alright, in a few days.
Actually, less than that. We already killed like 3.
And that's why people follow Sputter Media for the Methodist course.
I don't think we've talked about meth this much on this podcast. I mean, this podcast, this streaming service ever. But as you could see from my other silly character names, I do like to try to name my character related to something that they do, and that's why I picked Biolage.
I really loved the name. I thought it was a good confluence of like something that sounds like a name, and well, I didn't know what it was until now. Thank you for explaining. But a good confluence of something that sounds like a name and is a reference. I give Biolage an S tier in character naming, especially for a game like this where like you don't want to think too hard about your characters' names because they might be going bye bye
Yeah.
real fast.
I mean, tie-dye went out way faster than I thought, especially because I was trying to make her a cowardly halfling who hangs out in the back and doesn't really put herself in danger. So the fact that I went down so fast was like, damn.
It was pretty unlucky. I mean, you were smart to give yourself that lifeline. It normally, if you pull that ring, there's no check. Just take 1d4 damage as you get sucked down the toilet bowl of destruction. But you gave yourself a reflex save, which I think your reflex save was pretty decent too. You just didn't happen to roll super well. And then someone else got a reflex save. They also didn't roll super well. But
I think I had a +2 to that, but I just rolled super badly. But realistically, like, this is literally a game of, like, you get to mess with all the characters, and if they survive, they survive. If they don't, they don't. So it's really kind of not that big of a deal that she died, because I still have some other characters. And I do feel like I've put more story and, like, effort into Biolage than I have into Tie-Dye so far. So it's fair that Biolage is still alive and Tie-Dye's not.
Just a reminder, because I keep forgetting too. I would remind you guys in play if I thought of it. But you can spend luck to get bonuses. That probably would have been a decent time to dump some luck for for tie-dye.
It would have. I had 16 luck for tie-dye, I think.
Oh shit.
14, but enough to make a difference, yeah. Anyway, just as our weekly during the break reminder, spend your luck.
I'm not super upset, like I said, that a character died. I think my biggest wish last week at the end of the show was for more character deaths.
Yeah. Well, if you wish for character deaths, consider me a genie. But you're not limited to 3 wishes.
Can I roll some more today?
Man, I really love this game system so much. I want to run it like all the time. It's my new favorite thing. And I also love Blades in the Dark. I also love Pathfinder. Hey, I think I just love tabletops.
Mm-hmm.
I am thoroughly enjoying this tabletop game because of the fact, like, I agree with Dave 100-fold that the artwork is phenomenal. It's so creepy and fun. But, like, legitimately, you never know what you're going to get when you roll these basic characters. And because of the fact that the stats are the way they are and what you've said to us about, like, well, if your character's done this in the past, if you make a good argument for it, you can relate this, and this to what your character does. Like when
Mhm.
somebody said at the beginning of the game that a barber actually used to be a dentist and a barber and did like a hairstylist or some other things. I was like, oh, okay. Let's see what I can do about this.
Yeah, you guys have passed the moment too, so I can tell you. But there's a potential back in the keep that you're searching for something somewhere. I won't be too specific in case you do want to go back and search for some reason. But there's like a rot grub bug that jumps out and tunnels its way into a character's chest, and barber is one of the few professions that have a chance to surgically dig it out. So Dave was 100% on point with that call out too. Like even the adventure gives a specific opportunity for a barber to act as a surgeon.
Oh, cool. Good thing I didn't meet that on Friday.
You can have the rest of the toast if you want.
If you
Okay.
had needed it, I would have tried to help you.
Is anyone watching the stream? We can take questions from the viewers. I think he left us on so they can hear us, right?
Hmm.
If anyone has any questions, ask them shits. We got a couple minutes. Oh, and W, if you're listening, I looked for your product in Indonesia and I couldn't find it. If you want to try to conquer a new market, hit me up. I'll do my best. No promises, I guess. I know that's not the most glowing endorsement for like a regional manager or something like that, but I would totally try. Your product sounds awesome. I'd love to drink it before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, but I can't get it here. Also, since no one else is talking, I'll just keep talking to fill the dead space. If anyone out there hasn't tried Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's like the most fun thing ever. It's like a fighting game, but your
What
body is the
makes
controller.
what makes Brazilian Jiu Jitsu more better than like Tai Chi or karate or that one woman defense thing that I can never remember the name of?
So for me, that my favorite thing about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is that it is also, in my opinion, all martial arts can do something different for you, and they all have value. So I'm not poo-pooing anyone who enjoys those other things. I think that they're great. Martial arts can be good for passing culture down through generations, for, self-improvement, for fitness, for a million other things other than what I'm about to say I love about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What I love about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is that it's primarily a combat sport. It's competitive, and since it's grappling based, you don't take a lot of head damage, a lot of brain damage, or head trauma. So we can practice at like 80% power or 75 to 85% power, like every day. And obviously, there's a risk of joint injury, but as long as you and your training partners are responsible, um, you can really go pretty hard in the gym and like really compete against your friends and get better in a way that's really difficult with striking based sports. Also, there's a big competition infrastructure. So like I'm gonna join a competition in August, I think. But if you want to be a competitor, you could probably compete like once a month or more.
Will that competition be filmed?
I could probably get some video. You'll only see the video if I do well.
That's fair. I wouldn't make you show me a video of you losing.
No, I
Krav
honestly I'm pretty
Maga,
new.
Krav Maga is the thing I couldn't think of before that I was trying to think of. By the way, to viewers who heard me say that and are gonna at me.
So
I will say too that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has the benefit of a lot of ground-based techniques, and most martial arts do not teach you how to fight somebody who's already on the ground.
yeah, and I mean, so I'm not a big like self-defense guy. I think that if you're in a position in life where you're constantly getting into one-on-one unarmed fights, anger management is probably what you need more than like a martial art.
Mm-hmm.
But um, as far as self-defense goes, yeah, if you are in a one-on-one fight with another human, and unless you both are trained in striking, like if you're both boxers, you'll probably stay standing up, but if you're not both trained in some sort of stand-up art, most likely it's going to become like a messy wrestling match. And in that case, yeah, wrestling or Brazilian jiu-jitsu or judo are like the best things to know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. What I
I
love
do
about judo, I guess,
apologize.
is it's like a game. It feels like a game rather than like something that's not a game. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say I apologize that I am being quiet. I have a child that requires some attention, so we happened to hit the break when he woke up from a nap. So I'm taking care of him while everyone's taking a break.
That's how dare you take care of your child during our break?
I know. Why isn't he already self-sufficient? Jeez, he's already 8 years old. He should be able to handle himself.
How dare you?
I love it. Just an 8-year-old in the background. How dare you?
But all joking aside, Bailey, even if I lose, I'll share the video.
I
The
mean, if you don't take a video, don't worry about it. Or if there's no videos being taken, you don't
no,
have to take any
the
videos. But
the
I'd totally watch it, and then that would probably interest me more in signing up for classes if I saw how it was done.
the team I'm on always takes video. They're very serious. We have like a lot of competitors who play in the ADCC tournament, which is like the biggest tournament. So they always take like high quality videos and share them.
That's rad. That they're. I mean, I'm sure that they take the videos partially to learn from them. I feel like most of the people I know who dance or do some sort of sport like that are watching the videos and then plotting how they could have changed what they did in the thing. But at the same time, like as much as it's good for learning, it's. I think it's cool to have a like video that you can keep forever of what you've done in your life. It's like having pictures. Like you want those.
Oh, I tried to share it in the Twitch, but I'm not logged in. I'm sharing a link to the Instagram of the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu team I'm on in the Discord. If someone wants to push that to the stream, go ahead. If you want to see the boys. Oh, wait, that's not the right one.
All
I
right,
guess.
are we ready to quit the bullshitting and get back to it?
Grandpappy, you're back.
I am. Anybody else? Are we all ready? Good to go?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Ready?
Oh yeah, I've just been
Oh,
talking about random bullshit to fill the dead space for the last 10 minutes. I'm sure everyone's ready to get back to Fantasyland.
I'm genuinely we've never really done that before. Just let it run while we went on our break. But I mean, I don't know how that went. Maybe the audience will tell us. Maybe they won't. Maybe you guys. We'll see. Anywho, we are back, and let's just dive right back into it, Dom. Where were you in leading us
Okay.
on our?
We were Torbold just shot a rope across the gap and learned that he is Eli's grandfather. And the group was deciding how they were going to move forward. So now you've got an arrow.
That's so incredible how I was just dead, but then nope, he saved my ass. And then I want to say, I was probably a little harsh just because I was being rude, just trying to be like old crotchety grandpa or whatever, like whatever. But no, the reality is, his life just got saved by this guy, so I'm not gonna give him too much shit in actuality and character. Anyway,
and maybe that's why he got the 19 on the magic check. Like that was the arcane energy realizing that he was trying to push himself to save his grandfather, even though he didn't know it yet.
I dig it, and I am happy to accept that response. Or, in the words of the director of RoboCop, I'll buy that for $1. Fun fact, yes, that guy was the director. The I'd buy that for $1 guy from RoboCop, that was the director doing that.
I never knew. Okie doke. So yeah, a rope is now spanning the gap. The arrow is kind of planted itself into the sandy shore. Definitely, not secure yet, but you guys have access to a rope that is tied off to the ship. And
you'll notice how careful I was to say that I was aiming away from the party because damn this game. There are so many ways.
Roll a ricochet check.
Fuck. Okay. While anybody is crossing, if I didn't say this before, I've got the bow at the ready, and I'm looking for tentacles that might reach out and touch some of them.
Okay, anyone attempting to cross this rope is definitely going to need to make an athletics check. And also, I would like to know, just for posterity's sake, where you guys have secured the rope on the other side. Because, you definitely can't really cross a rope.
To the altar, to the giant thing that's like sticking out of the ground.
Okay,
will that work?
I figured. Yep. Just wanted
the minier.
Just wanted to check.
Athletics, is that going to be just a strength check or?
Who's tying it off?
The Weaver is going to tie it off. His name is Nix or Noxon or Nitro. I think it's Nitro.
Nitro, roll me a will save.
Oh God.
Okay. Because I'm a Weaver, do I get to roll higher than a D20 or?
For a will save? I don't think so.
Come on. Please roll. There we go.
Hey,
Okay.
that's not bad.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, as a weaver, you're bringing this rope around, and you're kind of enthralled by the spirals that have been carved into this as you circle it, paying attention to the rope which you're wrapping around it. And you notice they kind of weave in on each other in an interesting way. But as a weaver, you're kind of able to power through that, and for a moment, you feel a desire to tear out one of your allies' hearts and sacrifice it upon the top of this thing. But you're able to kind of push. You're able to push
I look
through
at
that.
tie-dye, and I go, wait, her heart's already out. No, it's already good.
Oh.
She was the only competition. She was the only competition. We're good.
And yeah, you realize that it's not more than a basket, the intricacy of this thing, and you finish tying off the rope. And yeah, everyone who wants to cross, make an agility check.
Agility. Okay. Eli will go first because I had him go first.
Okay, Eli's good. Runs across the top of it, arms spread, trying to give Grandpa a hug.
Very excitedly.
Bailage.
Grandpa will put a foot out as he is currently watching the water and say, "There'll be time for that later."
I have a luck question before you answer whether or not I pass.
Okay.
Firstly, if I want to use luck, do I have to announce that before you announce whether I fail or pass?
I believe so. Let me double check that because that is a pretty important thing.
Mm-hmm. Even more important, do you have to
I
announce that
don't
you're
want to
using it
cheat.
before
That's
doing the
the
roll?
thing.
I believe it's after the roll, but before declaration
Since,
of whether it's a pass or fail.
I would buy that.
I think that the first time it was brought up, it was stated it was like Cyberpunk, where you say before and then you roll.
Yeah. Okay. I was just double checking to make sure that's true, and yes, that is true. You burn the luck before you roll.
So you got to declare you're
Okay.
rolling, you're adding luck.
I
But what does
heard you
adding
say that
luck
a
give you?
15
Was it a
passes, so I'm
D6?
gonna take my chance of.
+1
Well, I
per.
think luck is re-rolling the whole d20, isn't it?
No, you for each luck point you burn, you can burn as many as you want, up to your maximum, of course. For each point of luck you burn, you get +1 on the roll.
Just a straight
Then
flat
I'm gonna
plus
burn
one.
one luck point for Biolage
Okay.
to make that 14 or 15,
To
baby.
be honest, more of us should have been
That's
doing this.
Eli, not you. You haven't rolled yet. So you're going to do a d20.
Okay, 13.
Okay. And remember to burn that, reduce your luck by 1 on your character sheet. And yes, you cross, hand over the gap, watching for tentacles, and you make it across.
Thank you, sir.
Burp,
Uh,
burp, burp,
I guess
burp.
Bunce will go next. Bunce. Nitro is probably not going to cross until last, just because he wants to make sure everybody else does. Bunce is going to spend 5 luck. So I'm going to roll a d20 +3 instead of a agility check at -2. Does that sound good?
Correct. Yep.
Hey,
Holy cow.
Nice.
21.
what is with your skill checks, bro?
I spent 5 luck on that one. That one was legit.
Fair. But you still got 18 on the die.
Yeah, I've been on fire, but I'm not gonna call it out, knock on wood, but
Gotcha.
If you
luckily
think
enough, all of them
you
have.
should see him roll in person.
Yeah, don't
You
give
want
me
to
it.
see him roll 6d6 and all of them are 6s? Guess what? It's happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More than once. No, yeah. Knock on wood, because when I roll great, I roll great. When I roll bad, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I am the cursed person who rolls more nat 20s than anybody else, but I also roll more nat 1s than anybody else.
All right, Dopey will
He's
go
definitely
next.
confirmed a nat 1 or 2 with another nat 1.
So Dopey, we find ourselves at an interesting crossroads where I think this would make sense to be about the time your torch was going to burn out anyway, and you do need to drop it to cross this gap with 2 hands.
Did you mean to say cross ropes?
Yes, I did. What an interesting cross ropes. Good one. So I guess this is the end of Torchy Torch, unless you've got some uh, clever ideas that I could hear.
Uh, Gojo has a oil lantern, and
Okay,
we'll use the sputtering torch to light that.
perfect. I'm just gonna leave the torch here to light up. Yeah. You can leave it on top of the men here to light the until it
Yeah.
burns out. It'll give some light
Okay.
to your party.
And
Um,
yeah, Dopey is going to attempt to cross burn 6 luck.
I forgot. I still have a Hans to get over here, huh? Fuck.
okay, don't be crosses, no problemo.
All right.
You all have rolled super high on this.
You had to say that.
I know, right? All right. Well, if no one's going to step forward, then Belial will. Let's see. You said agility, right?
Correct.
Okay. Hey, there we go.
Excellent.
Oh
So
Okay,
Bale.
Belial.
Okay.
What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I had a question about something. Does the mage armor, I think it was mage armor from the ring, is that a self cast or can I cast that on other people?
It's magic shield, right?
Yeah, it wasn't
Yes.
mage armor. It was magic shield.
Or yeah, magic shield.
Uh, it is it is self only, I guess. It's the description is a caster conjures up a magical shield that defends him from opponents.
What was the third spell that was on it? Because it was magic missile, magic
Scorching
shield, and then
ray.
something else.
Scorching ray.
Scorching ray. Okay, he's gonna prep a scorching ray, waiting for a tentacle. If Beliage gets grabbed by a tentacle, he's gonna shoot it with a scorching ray. He's gonna try and like start to channel that and get it ready.
Okay. And I just want to check. You said Bielage, but I assume you mean Belial, right? The one who just
Yeah,
fell into the
Belial.
water.
Sorry. Yeah.
And Torbold had a action ready to shoot if Batty showed himself.
Okay.
Biolage will also ready an action to grappling hook anything in the eyeball or try to at least throw it at it to hook it if something tries to attack him as well.
Okay.
And then Noblefur has a candle lit still. Is that light necessary or is it bright enough in this cavern that I can snuff that candle so I can save at least whatever's left of it for later?
Someone just lit a lantern, but it's definitely not bright in the cavern. Who just lit the lantern, by the way? I need a reminder.
That was
Gojo
Gojo.
did.
Okay, give me a
I think
second.
Noblefur is close enough to Gojo that they would probably think that their candle is just a hat on a hat, and therefore would put out the candle.
So Gojo presumably is going to wait until he's on the boat to light the lantern, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you still have the torchlight. Okay, so Belial is about here, falls in the water, and a tentacle is rising up to meet him. So let's do the bow shot first, as that is the least. I feel like the least consequential of the
Catastrophic.
actions of the stack here. Yeah.
Okay, do I have a target?
You don't just roll it.
Okay.
I have to manually apply damage anyway. So.
Hey! Tell me a 19 hits.
Hey, nice. Yeah, absolutely. Roll the damage.
I clicked damage. I must need a target. What's the damage on it?
Shoko, I think, is a D6.
It's so weird. I can't click damage on that either.
Yeah, it's probably because there was no target. But yeah, it's a flat D6. So 3.
Okay, an arrow sticks into it, right into one of the suckers for 3 points of damage. Now give me a D20 roll for that scorching ray.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 luck on that.
Okay. Probably a good move.
Easy. Okay.
Hey!
Woo! All right.
So how does Scorching Ray work in this game? Let's find out.
Well, on a 21, I need you to roll me 2d10.
Oh.
There it is.
Or 9.
As you incinerate this tentacle.
Yo.
As
Is the
it
tentacle
reaches
lootable?
up to catch Belial, the arrow and the scorching ray meet in the air and just incinerate and pierce this. The scorching ray incinerates it, and then the arrow sticks it to this wall over here. And Belial's
Cool.
able to quickly swim across and climb up the rope. His life having just flashed before his eyes.
Right.
Nice.
Who wants to go next?
Yes. Here we go. Gojo is going to use. Let's see, how many do I have? Yeah, Gojo is going to go ahead and use 2 luck. And let's see. Agility, that's at +2, so D20 plus 4. Okay.
Okay. Gojo's across. We've got Noble Fur, Hans, and Nitro left.
All right. Hans is going to go next. I want to ask, though, could he use strength rather than agility?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So I'm going to use 3 luck in this strength check. But before he crosses, he is going to take out the golden censer, and he has another incense. I think did he only used 1 so far, or did he use 2?
He used 2.
Two.
He used
Okay,
1
so
to
this is
smoke
the-
out the thing and 1 on the well.
Okay, so this is the 3rd one, and I think the last one.
Yep.
So I would like to light the incense and then hang the censer from my belt as I cross.
As you light the censer and smoke wafts in the air, the oars on the ship start rowing.
Oh,
And the
shit!
ship rows itself over to the shore, and a
Oh my
gangplank
God!
descends down onto the sand.
Oh my God! I could have gone first and saved y'all so much trouble. I mean, I did. I could have gone first with the other character. Okay, well, we figured out how the boat works.
On. That was a good idea. Nicely done.
Wow. I was not expecting that. I thought maybe it would just like ward off the monster or something, not like control the damn boat.
I was thinking that's what the candle
My
was
other
for.
character legitimately
thought
wasn't
too,
gonna
the
get on
candle
boat
and the
they had to go
altar.
across the rope to do it, and you just saved them from waiting on the shore instead of getting on the boat. So I appreciate you.
Okay, and as the ship draws near it, the dragon head kind of the ship maneuvers in a way that the dragon head goes to the sensor, and there's just a sudden huge inhale of smoke into the nose of the dragon, and it burns the whole cone of incense rapidly as you just see this thick, dense smoke going into the dragon's nose, and then the wood of the ship kind of emanates a pleasant smell from this point forward, and you hear a hum, boom, 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 hum, and the oars are rowing to the beat of the drum that's magically coming from the belly of this ship.
And we go to a new map.
And I need to
Put
who died?
tokens with vision
Tie-dye
on
died,
scene. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no tokens there yet. Tie-dye's the one that died, right?
Correct.
Just move tie-dye to the rip. Excellent. Okay.
I'm just going to go to our background frame and while you're setting that up.
I can honestly say that 2 characters might be more manageable for me because trying to keep track of 3 personalities at the same time is not a strong suit of mine. This is why I don't make a good DM. So,
And
but I'm up. The more you know.
Lantern for Gojo. Do 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 do.
A question for the DM: would it be more beneficial for Eli to start to try and like weave the intricacies of his magic shield, like looking at the ring and trying to figure out the best way to cast the magic shield, just like try and study that while the ship is doing its thing?
Pretty sure it's like
Would that be
literally just
something?
throw up a magical shield that adds to your AC, I think.
Well, it's
That's
no magic
that's the
is quite
mechanics.
that simple.
Oh,
That's
well,
the
close
mechanics
enough.
of it. But Eli wants to understand the intricacies of what he's doing with the magic for Magic Shield specifically. So he's going to
So
basically just take his time to study it.
So yes is the answer. Make an intelligence check as a sage, but as a character, you can definitely study it. As a player, I don't quite understand what information you're looking to get from this check. If you could clarify a little bit, I could adjudicate
I'm just trying
a
to
little
make it
better.
easier for him. I'm trying to set up his class advancement when he levels up, basically.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? Go ahead and roll the intelligence check.
9.
Yeah, 9. You don't find anything immediately that's going to make it easier, but yeah, from a story standpoint, you're just kind of studying the ring, doing your best job as this dumbass sage to kind of peel through your
It,
memory if for anything that would be useful. Unfortunately, that's not worth much.
I slept through way too many of my classes to be really good at it. So
Yeah, but it was a good try for sure.
yeah.
Um, okay, excellent. And the map should be ready now. I think everything.
Yeah, and I do want to inform you, I cannot zoom out any further than this. So, like, if there's anything else coming your way, I'm just letting you know. If you're adding anything else, it's not going to be visible unless it's below this spot right here, where I'm pinging.
Okay,
Because
good
I
to know.
can't,
I think that we should be good.
because I
That's
can't zoom
weird
out
that it's.
any further than that.
I am gonna turn off token vision so that the audience can see some of this cool art because there's nothing to actually hide here.
The whole art was being seen. In fact, go ahead and turn. Yeah, that didn't. Yeah. Either way, didn't make a difference.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. So you all are on this ship now, emanating a pleasant scent, rowing itself toward that glowing point you see in the distance that you can safely assume is that island where the sacrifice was happening that you saw on the mural. When, I'm sure surprising no one,
Mm-hmm.
a kraken of sorts reveals itself beneath. Oh no.
Here, let's do this. Because if he, I can just pull him down. There we go. Now we can see the whole Kraken. There we go. That's perfect.
Nice.
And let's please roll initiative.
All right.
I have to start the encounter.
Yo.
Oh, whoops. Ew. My gang's going last.
It would be Noble Fur for Bailey's gang and Nitro for Vexen's gang for
And
initiatives.
while
to
you're
pop.
setting up initiative, let's go ahead and take another 1-minute ad break for Twitch.
Nice.
I mean, this is actually kind of useful to just fill in dead space that is natural dead space, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard at all to find the 1-minute spots for these.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's not hard. You've been doing a great job. I shouldn't say it's not hard. Maybe you're just a natural. But you've been doing a fantastic job of it, Dave.
Why, thank you. And of course, you know, I'm motivated by this is how this is going to make money. You know? All right, we're 4, 3, 2, 1. Ad's going to be done. Yep. And thank you for paying attention to our whatever Twitch just threw at you for 60 seconds. I kind of wish I could see what the ads were, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to be inundated with them either. But I don't know. Maybe there's something interesting they're advertising. Maybe there's a new moisturizer I want to try. I don't know.
Okay. So as the ship is making its way across, home, boom, 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 boom. Two of the tentacles erupt from the water. One grasps the head of the ship, one the bow of the ship, one grasps the stern. And as you peer into the water, you see the giant eyes. Each eye is probably 5 feet in diameter and writhing massive tentacles beneath the surface as a chaos leviathan has grabbed the ship and prevented it from continuing its journey. You all snap into action, and the first to act is Gojo and the gang. Feel free to put your tokens wherever you would like on the ship. As a reminder, there is the dragon's head on the front. It's traditionally used for ramming. There is the altar. This we'll call this thing here the altar. And other than that, there is simply a ship. I don't have a perfect longboat ship here, so ignore these doors. The longboats I don't believe had a below deck like that. So you're on a simple deck with the tentacles wrapped around the bow and stern, and this horrifically large and terrifying creature in the waters below.
We are currently in initiative, so we can't actually move our characters.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you should be
Thank
good now.
you, sir.
I will say I kind of already like how I'm set up. Hans is going to be right next to Torvald, so
Yeah. I'm actually kind of liking where all of my characters are at as well. Just be sitting or chilling near the railing of the ship and looking out over the water. But let's see. Seeing the tentacles, Dopey is definitely going to push forward.
I'm happy with my placements.
Gojo will join. Belial is going to head to the back to assist Fur and Bielage.
Okay, and are your characters going to try to do anything this turn or just reposition?
They're going to attack.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, target is too far for a melee weapon. Do I really? Do I really have to do that?
I
Jesus.
wouldn't worry about the targeting, to be honest. It's the damage is so unautomated anyway.
Fair enough. Okay. So let's see.
Does this system not function with MIDI QL?
Only 5e functions with MIDI QOL, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right. I believe that would be a straight 10 to hit.
And that does not pierce the thick, tentacly hide of this Chaos Leviathan that lurks below.
All right. And then Gojo's going to take a swing with his short sword
That one will.
for 14 and do 3 damage.
Okay. As you cut into
And-
this thing, but it still is holding fast and constricting tighter and tighter by the second.
Yeah. And Belial is going to take a swing at his tentacle with his longsword and miss.
Okay. Next up, we have Noble Fur and Bielage.
Right. So Bilaj is going to try and hold on. I want to clarify before I do anything. This tentacle is on board, correct?
Yeah, it's wrapped around the stern of the ship, but you can see a good meaty section of it for sure.
Okay. Bilaj wants to try and use her iron spike to pin that tentacle down to the ship.
Okay. Roll an
I
attack.
don't have
as
that
normal.
under a weapon. Okay.
Just use your dagger. We'll use the same stats.
Okay. That works perfect.
Hey.
Okay, and you succeed.
All right. It
So
says
you
1
do-
damage, but the intent was to pin it to the ship. Does that happen? Yeah.
And you definitely do. You slam that dagger in, and it's gone through the tentacle and into the ship. You feel it pierce a bit into the wood, and you believe you've done a decent job of this thing will at least have to make some sort of attempt if it wants to free itself from that iron spike.
Perfect.
Would
And then
Bielage
Noble
like-
Fur will use her dagger to attack the pinned tentacle.
So would this maybe be a circumstance that would maybe go up the chain because circumstances have made things better?
Yeah, I like that.
That's
so
a great
roll,
question.
Roll again and control click your attack and roll a d24.
Oh, I kicked control, but I didn't. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay actually because you are not trained with the dagger. Your starting weapon was the staff, correct? This dagger
Yes.
actually needs to get a -2 to damage. So
Then it would have been the. Should I use
would
a
have
D16 instead?
it would have gone down to a d16 and then back up to a d20. So the
D11 then. Does that hit? Then no.
no, it does not.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Excellent. Next up, we have Nitro in the gang.
Hi, how you doing? All right. So, Eli, we'll start with Eli because he's been focusing on this shield thing, and he's going to try and attempt to cast a magic shield. So,
Hey,
it is going to be a D20. Unless you want to drop it down to a D16 because it's a combat scenario and
nope.
everyone's heart rate's up.
D20. D20
All
is
right.
good.
Oh.
Ooh,
Hey,
there it is. Let's go, baby. Come on, Eli, gonna explode.
roll 1d6 modified by your luck, so 1d6 minus 1.
Two.
2. Okay, so now we're going to roll on the misfire table. Roll a
Oh.
1d4.
Okay.
This had to happen. It had to happen.
Loving it. Loving it. Nice. Nice
The
one.
caster's
Very good.
shield appears as a force burst aimed inward instead of spreading out. You have
Perfect.
launched your shield backwards into yourself. Roll 1d4.
Oh God.
Of course, it would be a 4.
You take 4 points of damage and are blown backwards against these shields.
That didn't kill him?
No, Eli's
has-
just fucking. Eli's
Holy-
durable
He's
as
too
fuck.
Holy shit, dude.
Eli stands up from that and goes, "Note to self, don't study. It's bad for you."
Yeah, that's the lesson here. Don't study.
I agree. Thank you, Grandpa, for agreeing with me.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
So after Eli's botched shield implosion, which is awesome, I love that.
That was
Bunce is going to get up from the same table he was trying to help Eli study at, realizing that studying's a bad idea, and he's going to follow Eli's suggestion. And he is going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's not quite within range. He's going to throw his rock at the tentacle from where he's at because he can't.
You mean you're gonna throw Reggie's
thing.
rock?
Yeah, I'm going to throw Reggie's rock. Is that okay?
I love it. Go for
degrade
it.
that?
No. Do what
Yeah,
you're gonna do, man.
Reggie survives. Since I'm not trained in rocks, do I roll it a D16?
Are
Yes.
you trying to down die yourself?
Yes, yes, I am.
The tentacle's pinned, so it goes back up to a d20.
There we go.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And as a reminder, Dave, the reason you picked a rock was because your other character skipped stones
Yes,
working as
that's
a dock
right.
worker.
That's right.
So it's actually very fitting.
Yes.
The rock just kind of bounces off and plops into the water, and unfortunately there's not an abundance of rocks on the ship, so that is going to take away your rock weapon.
Perfect. No, I tried to live through Reggie. That's all right. So Nitro, however, what is the range on my sling out of curiosity?
I think it's like 40. Yeah, 40 feet.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, so Nitro's going to move here, and he is going to sling at this tentacle.
Yo!
Oh, hey! I think
does a
that's our
nat 20
first
work for
critical
you?
hit. I think that's our first
sure
nat 20.
does.
Second.
Oh, is it?
And click
Got it.
that. Click the damage button and click the critical button. So 2 points of damage. And then you can click that 1d3 there.
Hey!
An additional 3, so 5 points of damage total. As you just pelt this thing with a sling bullet, and you see its grip starting to loosen. It looks like it is the tentacle on the bow is almost perished. However, 2 more tentacles erupt from the wine dark blackened water. One behind Gojo.
Oh. Oh!
dealing 3 points of damage to Gojo.
Survived by one.
To paraphrase
And
Chris Walk, Gojo, you're
roll
gonna die.
a
Dopey, you're
fortitude
gonna die.
save.
Torble, you're gonna die twice. That was No Sex in the Champagne Room. Thank you very much. No sex in the champagne room. No sex in the champagne room.
Roll a a strength check, Gojo.
All right.
Ooh!
Oof.
And Gojo, you are grappled by the tentacle as it wraps around you, and you feel its suckers just sticking to your skin.
So I didn't know this before, but you can use rideable for grappling.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. I've seen that it's one of the things. I don't see grappled as a condition. Whatever. Okay.
I would just have the tentacle mount Gojo. Just hit M.
Okay.
You are mounted.
And another tentacle appears behind Eli.
Hey.
And miraculously misses. As you hit the shields behind you, the tentacle slaps the deck in front of you, and you are getting dripped on by this inky water of the starless sea. But it misses its attack. And now Torbold and Hans can act.
Okay, so Torbold is going to... order of events here. First thing, Hans is going to move right here and try and pitchfork this motherfucker. Because he's mounted, he's plus 5 feet, and he's too far away for a melee weapon. Jesus Christ. And I'm the one who told you to mount him. Whatever. Alright, no targeting. Just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. That's a 15 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
And 3 points of damage.
Okay. Hans runs up and sticks this thing with a pitchfork peasant style.
And then Torbold is gonna come here. And I want to shoot at the thing's eye. I want to shoot not at one of the tentacles, but at the fucking thing's head.
Sure.
And is this a called shot, or is the head big enough to be just like I'm attacking the thing?
Yeah, you're attacking the thing.
Okay. A 9?
Obviously you don't miss the center of mass of this thing, but it's able to pull back into the water and close its eye, and the arrow slows down and bounces off of an octopus eyelid before it comes back to the surface and starts staring you down again.
Cool. And I'm pretty sure that's all Hans and Torvald can do. That's
Okay.
my action economy.
Gojo, let's start with having you roll a strength check again.
All right.
Last chance, Fancy Pants.
Does the fact that I'm attacking the tentacle assist him in any way?
You know what? I'll give you a die chain up. Roll a d24.
Cool.
Nice.
I cannot target myself though because of the tentacle.
Oh, because it's on top of you.
There we
He
go.
can't get his. He can't get his. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe
Let's see.
using writable for that was a mistake, or we did it wrong.
We
I
live, we
think.
learn.
I think we did the.
There's
We
an
probably did it wrong.
actual
Yeah.
there's an actual grapple function that I just haven't messed around with yet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is it
There we
G?
go.
I wonder. Do you just hit G? Would it be that easy?
Okay, 14.
Unfortunately, with the 14, the tentacle sucks you down into the deep inky blackness, and
Really?
Gojo is no more.
Wow. Dang.
I should have used the luck.
However, we still have Belial and Dopey.
Let's see. Dopey is going to attack this tentacle with his all.
Nice. Give it your all.
Hey, that hits,
Yeah.
Nice. Even better.
and that tentacle goes limp and falls back into the inky blackness. And Torbold, you were watching the Chaos Leviathan, obviously, as you're trying to shoot it.
Uh-huh.
You do notice it wince in pain as one of its tentacles is destroyed.
Okay. Cool.
Let's see.
And the boat has been continuously rowing now that one tentacle is freed from the bow. It's not moving fast, but the bow is kind of swinging back and forth as it rows, and the tentacle in the back tries to hold the stern, and it has started to make some progress toward the island again.
Why did Dopey roll for initiative?
Because Gojo was killed and wasn't in initiative anymore, so I went ahead and added him to initiative so that you no longer so you're not, so you still have a live thing in an. Wow, god damn it! And then
We do have a small issue here, as
What's
Gojo
that?
was the light source.
oh,
Yeah.
well, it looks like
And-
there's. I mean, is this light source functioning here on the head of the dragon?
Yeah, it's there's a torch burning there, but it's not very bright.
But it's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
And Belial is going to attack his tentacle. And miss again.
Okay, that does miss. So I am going to turn lighting back on the scene,
Mm-hmm.
because now it's actually relevant, as the back of the ship is shrouded in darkness. Okay.
I believe that makes my turn.
It is indeed. And you're a forester and you're a barber. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
Novaco's going to take one step back, noting where they were before, and light that candle that they were originally holding as their entire action. Because it's
Okay.
so dark now.
You do
I know
have.
that's not enough light, or a lot of light, but I'm hoping it's enough light for Biolage to be able to see the tentacle that's pinned down.
Yes, it should be. Why is it?
It revealed the whole map. Was that what you were trying to do?
No. Oh well, yes, for you because you have dark vision. But there's
Okay.
that did provide some light on the back of the ship, as you all As the lantern is sucked under the water, things suddenly go dark except for the light from the bow, and then in the back you just see a candle light barely flickering, revealing the tentacle. And now it is Bielage's turn.
All right, Bielage is going to hit this thing with her dagger. Oh, actually, she would like to try to and since it's already pinned down, slice the tentacle off with her razor. Would that give her a negative to her d20, or I can still use the d20 because she has proficiency in using a razor with barber cuts?
It would be a D24 because it's pinned. Yeah, I think this is just an attack. I don't see like that meaningful of a difference between using a razor to attack or using it to slice something off. I mean, that's basically what you do when you attack with a razor.
But I can use a d24.
Yep, D24.
Ooh,
Yes.
ouch.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
And your razor
Bielage
fails to get to
brilliantly
anything
tries to
meaty.
slice, and then it completely misses the tentacle.
The candlelight is just hard to work by.
Indeed.
Nitro and the gang.
So we're going to start with Eli, as per the usual. Eli is going to bust out the jeweled toad's tongue and offer it to the tentacle as blood is pouring out of his everything.
Okay.
In an attempt to like, I don't know, offer the Kraken something to like show them that they have successful passage, or maybe give it something shiny or whatever.
Can you
He's
actually
like a
ignore
tribute.
what I was going to say?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a tribute to gain fair passage.
100%. The tentacle next to you takes the jeweled toad's tongue and disappears into the water. And Torbold, you see that the tentacle has brought it close to the eye of the Chaos Leviathan, which then drops it into the inky blackness and kind of gives a shudder that looks like a satisfied shudder. And you hear an echoing voice throughout the cavern. More peasants, more.
So
Okay.
I don't see the other because I thought there was two jeweled toad's tongues.
There was just
I
one. There
thought
was a
that.
mistake that there was two before, so
Oh, okay.
I got rid of one.
Okay. What does the silk tabard of silver sigil of chaos do?
You don't really know yet.
Okay. Bunce hearing this will pull that out and I guess offer that to he'll walk over to the side of the ship towards where the eye is and say, "Do you want this?"
And a tentacle reaches up and grabs it, and same thing. It gets held in front of the eye of the Chaos Leviathan before it casts it aside, and the echoing voice comes back again. More.
Well, Nitro's not on board with this. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going to sling at the other tentacle on the ship that's being held down. So does a 16 hit the tentacle that is currently anchored to the ship?
I'm assuming you're going to move within one range
Yeah.
increment of it.
Yeah.
16 absolutely hits.
Okay. Then we will roll damage. 3 damage.
Okay. It hits and the sling bullet kind of embeds in. This is it's been hit once by the iron spike and once by this sling, so it's still has a ways to go, but you guys have begun damaging that tentacle for sure.
Okay. Then I will end my turn.
Okay. A tentacle erupts and tries to attack/grab Nitro and
That's a
misses
miss.
and fumbles.
Huh.
I
How does it go prone?
I'm gonna figure that out if it fails. Okay.
Okay.
And it slaps in front of you, Nitro, but does not successfully kill
You should
you.
probably stop. You should probably stop wanking it. I heard it makes you go blind.
And as you're insulting the tentacle, another one erupts behind you.
Son of a bitch! Again, you should probably stop wanking it. It'll make you go blind.
And that one just kind of glances off your iron helmet, and you've just got these two slimy tentacles in front of behind you that both miraculously have missed Nitro.
Fuck, I've read this book before. You're supposed to be better at this. The women are over there. As he motions towards the Eli.
Jeez.
He's an elf.
Okay.
Nitro can't tell with it, whether it's male or female.
And Torbold.
Yes. My. Um. So this tentacle's gone, and the one that pulled him over went, and then the one that pulled him, that one disappeared, right? So there's nothing behind Hans right now, or in front of, with the stern of the ship and the prow of the ship being where they are.
Correct.
Okay. So then Hans is going to move right here and then ready an action to attack any tentacle that gets near him or Torbold.
Okay.
And then Torbold wants to shoot at the face again.
Okay.
Hey! That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
For 2 damage.
All right. This time it doesn't quite recess as far into the water, and your arrow manages to make its way through and hit the beast. I will say it doesn't seem to have a great effect. It's definitely pierced in, and you see a little blood trickling, but it's not. It doesn't look like. You have the feeling it would take many more arrows like that to deter this thing from its mission of stopping you from going across this sea.
Yeah, well, somebody has to focus on more than just the tentacles, so that's that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Dopey in the gang.
Let's see. Dopey is going to pull up next to Torbold and do exactly the same as Hans and ready in action to attack any tentacle that gets too close. And Belial is going to take another swing with the longsword. And hey, that one will actually
That'll
hit.
do it. All right, and you guys are chipping away.
And that will end my turn.
Okay, Noble Fur and Bielage.
Can Noble Fur attack with her staff as well as hold the candle, or will that potentially snuff the candle out because of movement?
No, you can attack with the staff. Remember to upgrade to a D24.
Upgrading, control, click. I doubt that hits.
It does not.
Okay. And Biolage will hit with a flail, which is a D20 because she's not proficient in it, but still pinned with Iron Spike. Correct?
Correct.
Damn. I don't think that hits.
Okay, it does not. And that will bring us to Nitro, Eli, and Bunce.
All right. Let's start with Eli because why not, right? Let's do Eli. Eli is going to pull out the Black Lotus oil and like offer that to the tentacle. Like, will this work? Maybe a pool skull too? And he'll just start offering the Black Lotus oil, the pool skull for now. To just try and get the fucking thing to leave him alone.
Couple things are going to happen. It accepts the offering of the Black Lotus oil.
Okay.
And the skull, as you drop it in, starts laughing maniacally, and the eyes glow bright red. And it changes direction as you're dropping it into the water and homes in on the tentacle south of Nitro, flies to it, and explodes. Roll 1d6.
Oh, damn.
What?
Dealing 6 points of damage to the tentacle. As you see another tentacle come from below and accept the oil, then brought to the eye of the Chaos Leviathan, dropped into the ocean. And the echoing voice, more.
Buns will see the skull that did a bunch of damage and will offer the bleached skull torque. I think is what it is. Bleached skull torque. Yeah. They'll offer that.
A torque is like a choker.
Correct, when it has a bleached skull on either end of it and is made of a precious metal. And with that, the Leviathan, you hear the voice say, "Your offerings to the gods of chaos are deemed worthy." And the tentacles disappear, and the ship continues its journey towards the island.
All right. Well,
When
that
you say the tentacles
brings
disappear,
us
do they
to.
just evaporate.
Oh, go ahead.
When you say the tentacles disappear, do they just evaporate, or do they like remove themselves from the ship?
No, well, I guess the spike one would still be there. Let me see if it can make a save to. Yeah, it pulls itself out. The spike is still in the ship. The tentacle rips itself from the spike. There's a hole clear through it. There's a sucker still attached to the ship where the spike is. And yeah, all the tentacles retreat back into the dark water, and you see the Chaos Leviathan fade away and retreat back into the ocean.
Biolage would like to retrieve her spike if that's possible.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, and that brings us right to about the time we should be wrapping it up for the session. Before we say goodnight, I'm going to go ahead and throw one more ad out your way just so we can, get them ducats here. And we will be back to say goodnight in just a few.
All my precious money's gone forever.
I know, right?
All right.
But you have your life.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Eli wants some health. That's what he wants.
I can't blame you. But yeah, we are, another 45 seconds, and then we'll be back, and we'll say goodnight, and then post this up to YouTube. That was an amazing session, by the way. This is so much fun.
It is. Like this is great.
I'm gonna play Eli as if he was that guy from the Mummy who has like all the religious symbols. Like whenever shit hits the fan, he's about to die. He's gonna just start Yeah, he's just gonna start just speaking in all of the
Language of the
prayer symbols.
slaves.
The language of the slaves. You will be useful to me. I think that's how I'm gonna play
Oh,
Eli from now on.
my prince.
Right? If he can't fight his way out of something and he gets really hurt, he's just gonna start buying his way out. Like, I have everything, just take it. I don't want nothing. I want
I
you
mean,
to leave me alone.
that was pretty ingenious to just see if giving it tribute would just let it release us. I wish I would have thought of that. It works.
Honestly, it was a stumble because you brought up the golden chalice thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the only other thing we got in that room, other than the not the chalice,
The
but you know
sensor.
what I mean. Yeah, the sensor. The only other thing we got in there was that jeweled toad's tongue. So I was like, fuck it, why not? I mean, it can't hurt. What's it gonna do? Fucking slap me? I'm gonna die anyways. So bribe it till it leaves me alone.
It worked. It
Well, if
worked.
we had known we should collect all those skulls too, we could have just threw all the skulls in the water.
Oh, I
at it
know,
and
right?
attacked
We've
it.
just been missile barrage.
There's so many things like a silver star. We can do that at the end, but gold
Hey,
star.
can we go back and get all those skulls? That would be great. You said we could go back. We're gonna go back and get all those skulls.
All right. Well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and say good night, and then we'll have a little off camera meeting for the end, and then how many more sessions, Dom, do you think we got before we're going to finish DCC?
Probably one, maximum two.
Okay. Okay. So
That's what you said last week, but I'm not upset about it. I'm secretly hoping it's two maximum.
no,
three.
I know, right? Like, I'm having so much fun. I can't be mad.
Yeah,
Well, we can
same.
always revisit the system at a later date, but
Absolutely.
well, we'll talk about this more off camera. But thank you, viewers, so much for indulging me in letting me figure out this new system. I'm having a blast. Today was probably my favorite session, although I've loved them all, so it's hard to choose. But
Right.
today was a blast. I've been so excited to see how this Chaos Leviathan encounter would go, and I was not disappointed.
It was pretty fun.
It was great. But yeah, have a great
I'm
night,
super happy
everybody.
about it.
For tuning
All right.
in.
And we will see y'all next week.
Good night, ladies and gents. Have a wonderful time.